the Freon. That does have to be removed. And your second question, an additional cart, whether that's a trash recycle or a yard waste cart lease, I believe it's $5 a month. And that is for the material, basically the material that's in it for the disposal of that material. Yes, sir.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce.
Two things. If somebody has a refrigerator that is still running, Ameren has a buyback program.
Right.
So if you have that old refrigerator in the garage that's sort of on its last legs, as long as it's working, they'll take a recycle that. And then how do you draw the line between, oh, I'm remodeling my house, what is construction waste and what is acceptable as our, daily or weekly refuse collection?
So, weekly residential trash collection is intended for what you generate in a week, right? A kitchen remodel is not material that is generated in a week, right? That is outside of weekly residential trash collection. So when you are remodeling, your options really should be to call, you can call Republic Services and you can get pricing on a temporary container, number one. If you would have a cabinet that is, you're taking off and it's kind of in one piece and you want to consider that a bulk item, as long as it really can be handled by one person, that would be something that would be allowed to be set out as a bulk item. But just to, let's say you're redoing your deck and you took all the decking down and you have all those planks, that is not residential weekly trash. And just to go one step further with any type of construction material like that, those trucks have a blade in it and it could damage, some of those materials could damage those blades and it prevents, it doesn't compact. So we kind of lose capacity on that day that we're picking up, if that makes sense. So Bruce, did that answer your question?
Yeah, I just want to make this delineation, right?
Yeah.
If it takes a hammer and a 2-belt and a
Yeah.
power drill to take it off the wall.
Yeah,
Or if it's like an area where it might be acceptable, but all your wall-to-wall carpeting is a different.
Right,
different kind of
right.
item. So we
Right.
get that call quite a bit. What can I put out
Okay.
in that?
okay, great question.
If you would tell us about the recycling process.
Yeah.
And why is it so important to the community and the environment?
So the residential recycle part of your solid waste program, we call single stream. All of our municipal partners, when it comes to residential, is all single stream. Pardon me. And that means that we accept all six products, all six materials. They can be commingled into one container. And then the company, Republic Services, takes it from there. We collect it. It makes a trip. The recycle truck makes a trip to our material recovery facility in Hazelwood. And it's audited. And it's given a contamination number to see how much is clean and how much of the recycle is contaminated or dirty. And then it goes through the sorting processes, paper goes here, glass goes here, et cetera, et cetera. It makes it to the end, it gets baled, and then we sell it to the commodities to, third parties. The contamination threshold goal for a municipality is, or pardon me, I didn't say that right. The threshold goal determined by the county and the MRF, the material recovery facility, is you want to be at 15% or less. Okay. Olivet today is at 14%. So you should be, that means that only 14% of the material that comes in from those loads is contaminated. So those contaminants do make a trip to the landfill, but the remainder is clean. So the city should feel very good about the recycling efforts. Our municipal average is right around 20. So you're under the goal, which is great, and you're under the Republic Services, our municipal average. So you should feel good.
I have a question about plastic recycling. And I would say by the numbers, because if you say a yogurt, it's not the same as others that have that same number.
So the numbers, I'm gonna do a roundabout answer to this question. So any hauler that picks up recycle only wants 6 items, okay? That's paper, cardboard, plastic jugs and containers, aluminum, metal cans, and glass. Not all haulers in our area pick up glass because not all MRFs, material recovery facilities, accept glass, okay? So if you're talking to someone from a different community that has a different hauler and they're not able to put glass in their recycled containers, that's because where they're disposing of that recycled material, they don't accept glass, okay? So anyway, I say that because those are the only items we want. The numbers on the plastics, all that does is identify what type of plastic it is. That doesn't mean it is recyclable. All that number means is it's identifying what that product is, okay? So, did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay,
I want to know what specifically is plastic, and also plastic that is black. Sometimes when you get a container from a takeout, there's a black dish with a top.
okay, so 2 different things on that question. So, you first said a black plastic. So, we take it. So with that being said, I'm going to go to a innovation that Republic Services started in 23. So, the rigid plastics, like your Tide bottles, your water bottles, your soda bottle, Coca-Cola soda bottles. Republic Services has opened 2 polymer centers in the United States. The first one opened at our site in Las Vegas. The second one just opened in March in Indianapolis. So I'm going to talk about the polymer center in Indianapolis and how that relates to all of it. So those plastics that come in, those Tide bottles, those water bottles, those plastics, rigid plastics that I just talked about, when it gets to our MRF, we don't sell that plastic to a third party. We transport it to Indianapolis, where those products are sorted, some by color, okay? And they get flaked and they get made into the same product. Water bottles get made into the same product. The orange Tide detergent bottle or plastic jug gets made into that. So it's elongating the life of certain plastics, okay? So I say that because we're very proud of the innovation that we're the only hauler in the United States that has a polymer center and is doing that specifically for plastics. So don't get caught up, and I bring that up to say, don't get caught up if a plastic is black, yellow, or green. Then you asked about, you said a black takeout container. I think you were referencing like a food.
Right.
That needs to be trashed. Really, any food, pardon me, when you get takeout, really regardless if it's made of that corrugated, kind of looks like cardboard, once the food touches that, it gets into the fiber of that, and it really ruins the ability to be reclaimed. So you should really just throw that away.
I have a follow-up question. The containers that are theoretically cardboard, that are probably lined with PFAS to keep the food from leaking through. Now those would go directly into the trash, which is what I do.
Okay,
Those are cardboard containers, but they just have the little recycling symbol, no number.
okay.
Talking like the milk cartons? or
Are you
something?
or are you talking about like you go to Starbucks and you get 4 coffees in that container?
No,
Oh.
no, this is something, a food container from, where you have a little tab at the top and it closes. So it's a cardboard, but it has a line in it.
And it has food in it?
And it had to, I mean, you could.
I would
wash
toss
that
it.
food out in a second. It doesn't,
I would still toss it.
okay.
I would still toss
But
it.
you know if that's PFAS, that's minor.
So what I was gonna say about PFAS is I am not the expert on PFAS. So, if that's something you want me to follow up on, I can do that.
Oh, thank
You're welcome.
So with a milk container, is that recyclable?
Yes. Yes, he just asked if it's a milk jug, plastic or in the box, recyclable.
Go ahead, sir, in the back.
Question about the lid. Lids on plastic and the metal lids on glass. What do you do with-
We want lids on the items that are recyclable. And to be honest, if you toss the lids, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're gonna put the water bottle and and you got the lid, keep it on. Because, that little lid, if it once it gets to the MRF, it's gonna get lost. It's never gonna make it through the processing cycle and it's gonna fall through and it's never gonna make it. It stands a better chance if it's on. Same goes as glass. Yes, sir.
First of all, I wish the government was better at telling you what's recyclable or not, you know? And I think it's so many questions as to what is, I can comment there about if you have like a jar, but that's glass, but the lid is more of a metal type thing, you know? I always thought they did one things that were two different, like glass and metal together. That's why 3-ring binders and that kind of stuff. And are not recyclable.
So mixed products, like a 3-ring binder, has things that are recyclable and not. So in today's world, you throw it away. It's really not worth your time to tear it apart. I mean, it just really isn't, okay? As far as the government, the hauler right now is the one responsible for, educating for responsible recycling. So I believe this flyer is on the website, I do believe, and it says what's acceptable and what isn't. So, there's so much wish cycling going on, you know, I don't know if this is recycling or not. Oh, I'm just gonna throw it in the recycle bin and I wish somebody that knows something, you know, can take it out. So when in doubt, throw it out, okay? All we want are these 6 items. And now expert recyclers, they go deep, like an aerosol can, you know, they'll take the top off and make sure it's not explosive, you know, and those are great. That's great that we have expert recyclers. But if every one of us could just give this, it'd be so much easier. But when in doubt, throw it out.
In grocery stores now, so much food is packaged in various plastics, clear plastic. And I don't buy it, but, you know, cut up vegetables, cut up, fruit, everything is in a plastic container. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so are those recyclable as they're clean and dry?
I would toss them. Mhm.
Okay.
Just an add on that, most supermarkets, they have a container outside for plastic bags. So in addition to plastic bags, if you buy like a bag of apples and it comes in a plastic bag, that can be included. Saran wrap that might wrap over a package of meat or something like that, probably not. But
Right.
there is a way to put, like when you buy toilet paper or paper towels and they come wrapped, those can go into that recycling at the.
We call that material film. You know, your dry cleaning comes in film, everything he just said. And the reason it's not those are recyclable material, just not in the single stream collection process. So those materials get caught up in the machinery and they shut down our plant, okay? So if you want to do your due diligence and take those products, those materials that we just talked about to your grocery stores, they actually partner with like the Trexes of the world and they make decking and picnic tables and things like that. So they are being reclaimed. Okay? Yes.
I find it confusing what can be recycled and what not. And I looked on your website, yesterday before I was
Mhm.
coming here, and I didn't ever find that sheet that you were holding up.
On our, that website is a national website. It's not Bridgeton, Missouri's website. So this piece that I just showed you is not on there, but it specifically shows these items.
Where do you get that?
So if you go onto our website, it's republicservices.com. There's a tab called residential business, et cetera, go into residential, hit recycling, and you'll find all sorts of
On the national side,
republicservices.com.
okay.
We also have a dedicated website oh my gosh, recyclingsimplified.com. And that is a wealth of information. So tips, tricks, etc.
It's very confusing because back, we used to have numbers on plastic and which numbers to put it, don't do that anymore.
Okay,
You had, you mentioned leaving lids on. For a long time, we were told to take the lids off.
All of that, things changed in
I
2016.
understand.
So-
but it hasn't been communicated very well.
I agree with you, because the world accepted everything, because most of, I can go into that, but in 2016, everything changed. And I totally agree. I don't think there was enough education to share, to educate for responsible curbside recycling.
okay, for the sake of brevity,
Yes.
we're gonna go on to the next question.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
So a few years ago, yeah, we gave us stickers that they were making.
Mhm.
And I remember taking from my street and we just slapped them on top of our recycle bins. And I think that, again, like, all of that, at some of our events, like, party in the park, we had tables and we give out those stickers. They were about this long.
Yep, I know what you're talking
I
about.
don't know if they still exist, but if we could have, for like, probably half the night, like, we could put them out, we could give them out to places, but my neighborhood, and people just slap them on their recycle bins, and it's a community effort to have to get those. I think that's-
I'll look, and if so, I'll get in touch with Beverly.
Okay.
You're welcome.
All right, on the yard waste side, say for example, you got big branches. So if you cut the branches into 4-foot lengths, am I correct? Is there like a weight limit? You know,
50 pounds is about the weight that we would appreciate, not being any heavier.
okay, what do you guys do with the yard waste? Is it turned into mulch or what do you do? with it?
We dispose of it at St. Louis Compost, where
Okay.
it's mulched, it's turned into all sorts of products.
Is that place right there near 141?
Well, there's several places. There's like 12 different places, St. Louis Compost, but the one we use mostly for this area would be in Maryland Heights.
Okay, okay. What's the best way for people to stay informed with the services of your company?
The best way to stay informed is to establish an online or mobile account. If you go to, if you have your invoice has an account number. If you go to republicservices.com and log in and create an account, from there, you can link it to your phone, you can link it to your mobile phone. From there, you can pay your bill, you can report a miss, you can report that your card is damaged. You can sign up for alerts to know if the service days is gonna be delayed because of the holiday or maybe weather. You can see your service schedule. You can track your truck on service day. Okay, if it's 8:03 and we're usually there by now, you can, on your service day, if you've got that account set up, it'll show you where your truck is, or it'll say not there yet, etc. Okay, so that is the best way to stay informed. And then as Republic Services communicates with the municipality, like all of it's great about putting things on their website.
Say we have a trash recycling page on our website.
Yep.
And I'll also make sure that it has updated.
Awesome. Super.
And that will also provide real-time updates as well?
On your service day.
Okay,
Was that your question?
Yes.
Yes, on your service day. If you go to track my truck, it'll say not there yet, or it'll say serviced at 10:31. And you're like, I didn't get service, my trash is still out there, right? Well, then something went wrong, you would report a miss, okay? Now, all of this online stuff is complemented, with a customer service center that you can call in. But it's easiest to do it that way, yes.
We typically receive a phone call
Mhm.
when, service is delayed or something else. I don't know if that's provided by Olivet or by you.
It's required, it's completed by us. Yep, and those phone messages still exist. The only thing that is negative about that is landlines have dropped off, residents haven't updated their phone number, so those phone calls are as good as the data that we have. So if you haven't updated your phone in a while, I would do that. Yes.
One of the things that I've noticed in our community and probably in all communities is that a lot of folks will put their recycling in plastic bags. Like they'll collect their recycling in plastic bags in their homes and then put the plastic bags in their bin. With the awareness that plastic bags of any kind should not be in the recycling bin, do you have any tips or ideas for successfully educating people or finding ways to alter that habit?
A successful tip, I don't have a successful tip, they're just not accepted, and the efforts, that literally will be trashed when it gets to the MRF. You know, maybe if you had a small container, you know, right outside your garage door, I don't know, once a week, and then you dump it into your recycle cart, you know, maybe something like that.
I mean, more for getting the word out.
Oh, well, getting the word out, I mean, it is on our website. I mean, it's on this flyer. I mean, periodically we've done radio around here. We haven't done that in this last year, but, so it's a partnership of education between the hauler and the municipality. Yes, Bruce?
I would just suggest that we have that
Oh.
newsletter
Oh, yeah.
and that's sent to all the residents. And if there were something about the recycling and not using bags to put your recycling in, that might be helpful. Now, you can't guarantee that everybody reads the whole newsletter, but it certainly can be there.
Go ahead.
Is there any push in Missouri or state Midwest with banning the t-shirt bags at all? Have you heard anything about it?
No.
You go outside the coasts, you can't even get one of those plastic.
You go over to Illinois in Edwardsville, they have an ordinance, and if you go to the grocery store, and you want a plastic bag, you pay 10 cents.
Right.
But no, there's nothing nothing in the state of Missouri that I know about. Yes, Kiana. Oh, thought you had something to say. Okay. Okay, right.
Go ahead, sir.
You know, is there any website or email where you can ask specific questions? Cause you said about one time we took a tour of Hazelwood's recycle, and I can remember the guy at that time saying you could recycle pizza boxes.
Mhm.
Because when they crush it up, the grease can go to the top and they skim it off. Now that's, they can't do that, you know, but things change.
Right.
But you know, like you have your little thing, there's always people ask me things like, I didn't realize hardback books aren't recycled. You know, there's things that will come up that'll say, I mean, I've been told that hardback books are not recyclable.
No, I don't know why they wouldn't be.
I was surprised. Things like pill bottles, seem like if you had a place where you could specifically ask, is this a type of item that is recyclable?
So
That would help.
St. Louis County has a great website, and it's called the Recycle Wizard.
Excuse me.
The Recycle Wizard. And you go to stlouiscounty.com. You could put in their search bar, Recycle Wizard, and you can literally pill bottles, and it'll give you locations where to take them. It'll tell, a refrigerator will say not recyclable, you can dispose here. You know, paper, it'll say,
Like empty pill bottles.
Yeah.
I heard a person
But-
talk. Oh,
yeah, oh, no, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but the resource, that is a great resource, is on the county's website. And it's stlouiscounty.com, and then it's the Recycle Wizard.
Go ahead, sir.
We're talking about where we are today. I know I'm not gonna live to see it. But for our grandchildren, and maybe even our children, what is the future for recycling? Is it ever landfills? Is it possible we're gonna end up going back to incinerating?
th- I don't see incinerators in our future at this point. But on a flip side, there's more gas to energy programs going on at landfills. So we have in Republic Services nationwide, I think there are 69 of our landfills that take that methane gas and turn it into renewable energy. And Roxana, Illinois is the landfill that we use. So your trash makes the end deposit at the landfill. And we have a gas to energy program going on.
Can
And
you-
that just started in 25.
Can you explain to people how that works?
Ooh.
You know, what trash is decomposing, how it creates.
Well, it creates this methane gas. I'm not, this is a little over my head, but this is the Joelle version. I mean, methane gas is produced and then it's captured and then it's turned into renewable energy. And it's sold to, right now to companies like the Amerens of the world. And so it's producing energy. Now, Republic Services has electronic vehicles. We don't have any in the Missouri area yet. But the ultimate goal would be to produce for us here, because we have the landfill, would be to produce enough energy to charge batteries for electric vehicles. So what's the future hold? Recycling is not going to go away. Landfills are not going to go away. So it takes companies like Republic Services to continue to invest millions and millions of dollars in equipment. And with that being said, Republic Services is opening a new recycle facility in Bridgeton in 2027. The Hazelwood facility will still be open. But I believe the South Side Republic Services Recycle Center will be closing. So state of the art. And it's right by our office on St. Charles Rock Road. So that's exciting for us.
Go ahead.
I have a question. This may involve the mayor as well. My next door neighbor can't manage for garbage cans taken down to the curb. And so she called Republic Services and said she was willing to pay to have somebody do that. And they said the contract that Olivet has doesn't allow that.
Incorrect.
So
So,
that's what she was told.
no, I know, but that is completely incorrect. First of all of our, it's probably not in our contract. However, all of our municipal partnerships, if a resident is unable to get their trash and or recycle to the curb, not yard waste, not bulk, and there's no one in the house, of 13 years older that can do that, as long as our drivers can see those two carts from the street, they get out, they go get it, they throw it in the truck, and then they put it back. We don't go in garages, we don't go behind the house, and that is done at no charge. So if you know the address of your neighbor, I can give that person a call and I can get that set up.
Okay, she said 3 Aylesbury Drive,
How do you spell?
AYLESBURY.
Okay,
Joel, can you add on the cart size to tote size that they can get smaller totes that might be manageable?
right, 48-gallon carts that is available to,
So compared to what's
So
our
the
standard
problem
size?
is she's older than I am, and she can't get the containers over the curb. and
Yeah.
the steps and
no,
all that.
and no problem. We just have to be able to see them. But thank you for mentioning that. So yeah, so the traditional cart sizes are 95 gallons, it's the really big one, and then it goes down to 65, which is kind of medium. And then we do carry a limited supply of 48 gallons. The 48 gallons is really traditionally meant for a 1 to 2 person household. Because if your contract is written that it's cart only, so drivers don't have to pick up a bag outside of that cart. Most of our drivers do, but they don't have to. So, but that 48-gallon cart is meant for someone like
Yeah,
that,
well,
or
I understand, that won't solve her problem.
understand, but it was a good thing,
That
good
was
call out.
terrific.
Yeah, I will.
Go ahead, Bruce.
No, that was all. I just want to make sure everybody knew they had an option. Yes, so like you said, some families don't fill a 95-gallon tote and they are, a little bit more difficult to store
Agreed.
and to.
Agreed.
manage.
Agree. So with that being said, if you don't have if your enclosure, garage, whatever, is difficult to house your 95-gallon cart. And now you say, oh, I can get a 48-gallon cart. If that doesn't hold the volume that you produce, that's not the right cart for you. Because that's what happens. Some people don't have the housing for a 95-gallon cart, and then they continuously have overages, and so use the 48 for the right intention.
Two questions. One is hopefully quick. Can you recycle broken glass? Like if I put
No.
a bottle in, so if I put a bottle in that is full,
Mhm.
but it goes into the truck and is broken in the truck, do those glass shards in the truck get
So
recycled?
yes and no. Okay, so don't throw broken glass in your cart. Don't even do that. Throw that away. But as glass gets broken in the recycle truck, I mean, certain pieces will make it through the processing line. But if it's, finite gravel, it's gonna fall through the conveyor belts and it's gonna be swept up and put in trash.
Okay, so public service announcement for everyone around here. Ripple Glass is a
Yeah.
location. They have a big purple dumpsters. There's one in Clayton, and you can put all of your glass, whether it's broken, whether it's candles that still have a little bit of wax. You can put all of your glass in there and it is all recycled, whether it's in little bitty shards or full pieces.
Correct.
And then do you offer tours? Like could groups?
We do. We
Contact
do,
you
and it's
to-
subject to the MRF's, accessibility, availability. But yeah, we do. We love
The
that.
Best person to contact.
Me. Yep. Mhm.
Well, I want to thank you very much. for
Oh, you're
coming and
welcome.
Talking to us
Thank you.
and answering everybody's questions.
Absolutely.
We'll be having you back again.
Well, I love to be back. I'm the trashiest girl you're gonna meet, and I love talking trash.
All right,
Thank you.
You guys, make sure you,
And
well, you guys finish up the coffee and the last few donuts, and thank you very much for coming.
if anybody has any questions, just let me know. I can stay around for a little bit. Yes.
May I get a card? Yes, you can. Since that's one of the questions that we would like to have.
Yeah.
And we would invite other people so that it's not.
Yep, we like